Happy birthday, Molly. Chapter 4. Planning the Party. The very next day, Molly and Emily wrote out the invitations to their shared birthday party. Emily showed Molly the proper way to word the invitations. "You'd see," Emily said, "in England we do invitations like this." Emily pushed her wispy hair behind her ears, hunched over the paper, and wrote, "Mrs. Jones McIntyre requests the honor of your presence at a tea to celebrate the birthdays of Miss Molly McIntyre, Miss Emily Bennet. Saturday, the 22nd of April, 4 o'clock, at her home." "That's wonderful," said Molly. "It's so English." Emily smiled. "The only thing is, I'm a little worried because I don't think any of my friends really drink tea," said Molly. "So probably we should have cocoa instead." Emily said slowly, "In England, it's always real tea. I suppose you could put lots of hot milk and honey in the tea so that your friends will like it." "I guess so," said Molly. "Usually at birthday parties we have cold milk with peanut butter sandwiches or hot dogs. Of course at Allison Hargate's party we had ginger ale." Emily shook her head. "In England we have tea sandwiches, not peanut butter or hot dogs. Tea sandwiches are very thin, not like American sandwiches, and the crusts are cut off." "Well, that sounds okay," said Molly. "What's in the sandwich?" "Meat paste or watercress," said Emily. "Meat paste?" asked Molly. "What's that?" Emily explained. "It's a paste, sort of like peanut butter, only it's made out of ground up meat. Maybe ham or liver." "Liver?" said Molly, horrified. "I don't think my friends will like that." Emily sighed. "I suppose we could just have bread and butter." "Butter is rationed," said Molly. "It will have to be bread and margarine." "Very well," said Emily. "Anyway," said Molly, "everyone mostly just eats ice cream and cake at the birthday party." "In England we don't have ice cream at tea," said Emily. "No ice cream? Not even when it's a birthday tea party? You just have plain old cake?" Molly asks. "Oh, no, indeed," said Emily. "Not plain cake. At a tea party you'd have something special like, let's see, it's not proper to have treacle pudding at tea, but you'd have little cakes or a tart. Yes, I think probably a tart. A lemon tart." "Wait a minute," said Molly. She wasn't absolutely sure what a lemon tart was, but she didn't like the sound of it. "Are you saying we'll have a lemon tart instead of regular cake?" Emily said yes. But where do you put the candles in?" sputtered Molly. "And what do you write happy birthday on?" Emily didn't answer. "Listen, Emily," said Molly. "My very favorite birthday thing, I mean what I myself like the best, is a big layer cake. It's not a birthday without a cake, and Mrs. Guilford has even saved enough of our cocoa ration for chocolate frosting this year. I know you'll like it." Emily didn't say anything, so Molly went on. "Maybe we could make the cake look English. We could make it in the shape of a castle or something." Her voice trailed off. The girls sat in stony silence. At last Molly said, "What if we have an American cake, but all the rest of the food is English?" "Then it wouldn't be a proper English princess tea at all," said Emily. "Yes, it would," said Molly. "No," said Emily briskly, "it would not." Okay, said Molly, "as long as you're sure that's what the princesses would have." "Oh, yes," said Emily, "I'm sure." "Then let's go tell Mom about the food," Molly said to Emily, but to herself she said, "Margarine sandwiches, milky tea, and a lemon tart. Maybe this tea party was not such a hot idea after all." But all the girls at school thought the tea party sounded absolutely wonderful. All week long, while they were playing jump rope or dodgeball and hopscotch in the fresh spring sunshine, all anyone talked about was Emily's tea party. "How simply elegant," gushed Susan. "It's so grown up. I've never had a real tea before." "You are so lucky, Molly," said Allison Hargate. "Emily can tell you just how everything is done in England." Everyone envied Molly so much she began to think she really must be lucky. No one else seemed to think a lemon tart was so bad. By the night before the party, Molly and Emily both felt jittery with excitement. They were in the dining room, blowing up balloons and making party hats. "Hey, Emily," said Molly, "we'd better not forget to make crowns for ourselves." "Crowns?" said Emily. "Sure, so everyone will know we're the princesses," said Molly. "I think I have 2 long dress-up dresses we can wear." Emily laughed softly. "Oh, Molly, you're thinking of fairy tale princesses. Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret Rose wear normal clothes." But I've seen pictures of them in crowns and long dresses, said Molly stubbornly. Remember, there's a picture like that in your scrapbook. That picture was taken when their father was crowned the King of England, said Emily. They don't wear those clothes for a tea party. Oh, said Molly. She had imagined herself curtsying deep in a billow of skirt. Well, at least I have a nice party dress from last year. In fact, since it's a wartime party, the princesses would probably wear skirts and jumpers. You call them sweaters, said Emily. They'd dress just as usual. This was too much. I am not wearing boring old school clothes to my birthday party, Molly said flatly. All the other girls will have on their party dresses. The princesses, Emily began. I don't care, said Molly. I'm going to wear my party dress, and that's final. But then we won't look like princesses, Emily said. Too bad, said Molly. But then we won't look the same, said Emily. All of a sudden, Molly realized that Emily didn't have a party dress. She squirmed. No wonder Emily wanted them to wear skirts and sweaters. Molly felt sorry for Emily just then. Oh, all right, she said. We'll wear regular clothes so we'll look like the princesses. The girls went back to decorating. They put poppers, candy cups, and blowouts at each place on the table. They hung crepe paper streamers across the ceiling. The dining room began to look ready for a wonderful party. Through the doors to the living room, the girls could hear a radio show beginning. Molly sang along to the music. My country, 'tis of thee. She heard Emily singing softly to the same tune. Emily was singing, God save our noble king. That's an American song, said Molly. The words are My country, 'tis of thee. No, the words are God save our noble king, said Emily. It's a British song. It is not, said Molly. It is too, said Emily. It's our national anthem. Well, it's an American song now, said Molly. It was a British song first, said Emily. You Americans think everything in the world belongs to you. We do not, said Molly. Would you two cut it out, said Ricky. I want to listen to this program. Molly and Emily were quiet. Molly felt as if the heat were turned on too high in the room. She took off her sweater and tossed it on the floor. Molly, please, said Mrs. McIntyre. Don't throw your clothes around like that. Can't you take care of your things properly, the way Emily does? Molly grabbed her sweater and flung it on the chair. The voice from the radio was the only one in the room. Battle-weary Britons welcome more American soldiers today. They call our boys the Yanks. The Yanks bring home hope to these tired English people. Everyone knows it's up to these Yanks to save England and the world from Hitler's threat. Oh, said Emily suddenly, that's not true. Everyone was startled. They looked at Emily. Her face was red. I'm so tired of hearing how America is winning the war when England has been fighting ever so much longer. But it's true, said Molly. England can't win the war without America. Our soldiers are stronger than yours. Oh, you Americans, said Emily. You always have everything your own way. You think you are so important. We are important, Molly began. But Mrs. McIntyre interrupted. Girls, she said. England and America are allies, remember? We're fighting together. She shook her head at the girls. I think you are both overtired and overexcited about this party. You two princesses take your imaginary dogs and go upstairs to bed. I'll come up and tuck you in later. Molly and Emily stalked out of the room, too angry to look at each other. Molly kept thinking about her party while she got ready for bed. Well, it was supposed to be her party. Now it's Emily's tea party. Molly threw a candy cup onto the floor. Don't send Emily. You'll ruin it. Who cares, said Molly. Everything's already ruined, and you ruined it. You and your dumb old tea party. I don't want milky tea and lemon tarts. I don't want to wear ugly old clothes. Food and clothes. That's all you ever worry about. Nothing important, said Emily. You don't know anything about the war, what the war is really like. You don't even know what's real. You think the princesses are out of a fairy tale. You pretend you have a dog, and you make a game out of bombing. You're just a spoiled child who has to have everything her own way. Spoiled, said Molly. I was going to let you share my whole birthday. Now I don't even want you at the party. I let you talk me into doing everything the way you do it in England. In England. I'm so tired of hearing that. If it's so great in England, why don't you just go back there? Emily pulled the covers over her head. Holly thought she heard some sniffles, but she was too mad to care. I gave in and gave in and gave in to Emily, she thought. I'm not giving in any more. Tomorrow I'll tell Mom we're having a regular American birthday party and Emily's not invited." And with that thought, Molly pulled the covers over her head and tried to go to sleep.